There is no cheat code to trading, but I think we got as close as we possibly could with the matrix trading system. This system that I've built allows you to identify an entry, identify where the trend is going, and to continue to ride the trend and the momentum as long as you possibly can to make the maximum amount of profits on a trade that you got into as possible. And that is what trading is all about. It's getting rid of losers quickly, limiting the risks that you're taking to get into a trade. But then after that, it's not about making 10, 20, 30% and then exiting. It's about riding that momentum, riding that trend for as long as you can ride it. And for every last drop you can squeeze out of the lemon. That is what trading is about, especially when you're talking about longer term trading or swing trading. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the matrix trading system, what I'm constantly posting on X about, the setups I'm constantly talking about, the simplicity of it being a bull trigger is bullish and a bear trigger is bearish. A bull trend is a bullish momentum, bullish trend upwards. A bear trend is a bearish trend, bearish momentum downward. It is that simple with this strategy. And it helps you identify when to get in, when to get out, and when to do nothing. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Before we do that, guys, I just started this channel, and it would mean the world to me if you just smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. Absolutely free to do so. And I promise you that I will continue to deliver trading education, continue to deliver trades, trade setups, market analysis, and more. It will definitely be worth your time to hit that free subscription. So, jumping into things, what you need to know first, we are up year to date using this strategy almost 63% year to date. We have a 54.4% win rate, 68 wins, 57 losses. And the thing about that is though, 89 of those are purely common shares, purely just buying and selling the stock. And then 62 of those are options. So what you need to understand is out of that 68 wins, 57 losses, only 89 of it is like individual stocks, meaning that there's some overlap here. Because when I buy into a company, I'm buying shares and I'm buying some options for the same trades, but it counts it as different trades because options and common shares are different. So just so you have a caveat there. And yeah, our best trade was 161%, option, obviously. Worst trade was 56%, another option trade as well. Average loss is 14%, average win is 37%, so giving us about a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, which that's what we're always looking for. 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio is where we live. It's where we live. And this is all done and alerted inside the trading community. So if you want to get access to all the alerts, that's in the Trading Collective. If you want access to the actual matrix trading system and the Trading Collective and the Investing Collective, that's all in the Platinum Collective over here at High Five Collective under WAP. Leave that link down in the bio below. And again, you get access to all these trade alerts. We just trimmed this week 1/4 of our Tempest and Lemonade positions for 9% and 13%. And we just got into those just a couple of days ago. Then we also have options trades. We have daily bull triggers, weekly bull triggers, constantly being alerted to our community so we can all stay up to date. And then we also have sectors and themes roadmaps, this whole forum talking about education, roadmaps, themes, right? Because we look at the market from a top down. How I trade is I look at the overall markets. Am I pressing the gas pedal fully, or am I fluttering the clutch, or am I completely letting go of the gas and sitting there and saying it's just not the right time to be trading right now, too choppy, too much noise, too much XYZ. And that's when we kind of let things, we chillax a little bit on the trading market. Then we go into sectors and themes. What sectors and themes are in current bull runs and already printed a bull trigger? And then we go into the individual stocks within sectors and themes. So top-down approach, not just sitting there saying, oh, someone said this stock on X today, let me go check that stock out. And yeah, sometimes that works out. Sometimes you already missed a move and you're chasing and you're buying at the top. So, and we've seen that with semis this week, right? We saw that semis, a lot of people were buying, and then they just got absolutely wrecked. But anyways, let's get into the matrix trading system. Now we have SOFI pulled up here as an example we're going to use for this trade. So down here is the matrix indicator, okay? And then up here, this ribbon that you see in this leading line, this is the matrix trend. Now, all you need to know, matrix trend, matrix indicator, matrix trend, that's all you really need to know. Bull triggers, bear triggers, bull runs, bear runs. A bull trigger gets notified here. A bear trigger gets notified here, and here, and here, and here, and here. A bull run can get notified if you wanted to. You can simply have them on here as bull and bear. I don't like doing that. I like just having this box in the background that tells us, hey, we're in a bull run, we're in a bear run, this is the start of it, this is the end of it. Now, the ribbon, to explain it before we get into the actual strategy, the ribbon, right? Actually, let me get rid of these. The ribbon is very simple. This right here was bearish. This right here was bullish. This right here was bearish. So bear trend, bull trend, bear trend, bull trend. Very simple. And with these trends, you're simply just riding the wave. That's all you're doing. You're just riding the wave. So you're riding it, and when it pulls back into the trend, it's okay until it breaks the trend. Once it breaks the trend, that's when you say, uh-oh, and then you probably get out of dodge. So very simple two-step process with this trading system. One, you want a bull trigger. After you get a bull trigger, you want a flip of the bear trend into a bull trend. That's it. Bull trigger out of the sweet spot, flip from red to green, and you can enter and you can ride it. Once you get the leading indicator, the leading trend, which is this line right here, that's green and then flips to red right there before we actually get the cross down, that's when you need to start getting cautious. Look at this. When the leading trend flips to red, it gave you warnings and then we flushed. Leading trend flipped to red, gave you warnings, then we flushed, okay? So bull trigger, flip of the trend from bearish to bullish, and you enter as close as possible to the trend line. That's it. And then you ride it. Once you take your profits on the way up, and you always leave 1/4 for runners, okay? So back here, you're already, establishing where you want to take profits, where your profit lines are and everything, right? So let's take this example because it's a little bit cleaner. Okay, we got a bull trigger. We came down here into the sweet spot. Between -60 and -100, that is the sweet spot. I do not want to take a bull trigger that's up here that does this and then comes back up here. That would be a bull trigger right there. That is not what I want. That is not what we want. Why is it not what we want? You have to remember that with a swing trade or long-term trade that we're doing here on a weekly time frame, you have to remember that we want to catch a trend early and ride the trend higher. If you miss the beginning of the trend and you are getting in mid-inning or late inning of the trade, of the trend, of the momentum, you are risking way, way more. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you're getting in up here and we've already ran all of this and we already had a bull trigger, you already know that we had a flip from bear trend to bull trend, check, check, and we ran from $13.37 up to $30, almost 3xing our trade, yeah, you're taking a big risk by saying, yeah, I'm going to grab this bull trigger right here off the trend, even though you know it's already ran a very long time. That is not what we do here. Not what we do. We have a separate strategy for that with option swing trading. We have a separate strategy for that, and I posted that video just the other day as well, if you want to check that out. This strategy is all about catching momentum, catching a new trend, and doing that inside a new sector or theme that's taking off or starting to take off. So with SOFI here, back in May and June of 2025, we got the bull trigger. It was out of the sweet spot. The histogram flipped from bullish to bearish, and then we got the leading indicator and the overall trend to flip from bearish to bullish. And then simply we entered in down here, and then we rode this sucker higher. And we would have probably took profits here at 18, probably at 20, because the psychological level, probably would have took profits at like 24. And then we would have rode the last 1/4 until maybe like, we get a red leading indicator. And then we would have exited, right? Somewhere in here. Even if we waited for this complete flip, you still exited $26 and you were entering between 13 and 14 bucks, guys. So very massive trade, really good trade there. And the great thing is I can show you it in live action right now. We are seeing SOFI again have a bull trigger, have our leading trend flip green, and now you are having not just a leading trend flip green, not just a bull trigger, but also a bull trend forming and flipping out of a bear trend. So we were in a long bear trend ever since we topped out here in early 2026. We had a big fall down, kind of like a double bottom here, right? If we break out of 20, then we're really going to start going. Kind of a double bottom here, but also just maybe some consolidation. And the great thing is bull trigger and bull runs, or bear trigger and bear runs, you can have cherries on top. You can have some other nice additives, right? So volume shelf, we'll do a tutorial on that. You can have, the 200-day moving average. You don't really need that stuff, but it's nice little additives, right? So I like to keep my charts very clean, but if there were any additives that I would bring on, it's a volume shelf, anchored volume profile. It would be the Williams percentage range, right? And then probably, Fibonacci retracements and extensions. And obviously just your knowledge of consolidation, knowledge of charting patterns, right? So double tops, symmetrical triangle patterns, bull flags, double bottoms, double tops, all that kind of stuff, right? And we'll do tutorials on all those. But anyways, going back to SOFI right now, I really like this setup. You got a bull trigger, the lead indicator, the leading trend, flip green with the bull trigger. And then since then, 1649, we've hit a high of 19, currently sit at 18. We're sitting pretty. We're up very well on this trade. And the best thing about it is it's flipping just right now from a bear trend to a bull trend. And because it's flipping from a bear trend to a bull trend, this gives me high confidence that we will continue to climb higher. Now, this is a weekly trend. So if you're looking at a daily, it's all over the place. With daily, it's very hard to pin down full-on trends because there is so much price action. This is why I like looking at a weekly time frame. Each one of these candles is 1 week. This is why I love looking at these weekly time frames, because it's cutting out the daily noise and just letting you look week by week by week. Also, with this, you can 100% be working full-time and then trading this strategy full-time, because you really only have to look at this once a week. You can look at it Monday, you can look at it Friday. If you want to look at it more times in the week, you can. But once you decide bull trigger, bull trend, I'm getting in as close as I possibly can to the trend line, you enter, and then you just live your life. You set some alerts maybe, but you just live your life, because in the grand scheme of things, nothing's going to change drastically, typically, when you do this. Because when this trend really flips, it's not a 100% win rate. I already showed you that. Obviously, nothing is a 100% win rate, but you are going to win way more times than you lose. And it's honestly not even about the win rate. That's where traders get it wrong. It's not even about the win rate, guys. It's really about how fast can you cut a loss and how long can you hold a winner and a runner. If you can cut a loss very quickly, say no more than 10, 15, 20%, and you can hold a winner for 30, 60, 81% gain, yeah, that 10, 15, 20% loser is nothing. If you're taking 3-to-1 risk to reward setups, and then once you get to your first target, you're saying, okay, my stop loss now becomes my entry price. You cannot lose on the trade and you already locked in gains. That's where risk management comes in. That's what I teach inside the trading collective. I also teach about everything else you could possibly teach with trading when it comes to, actually doing this game and trying to make money that changes you and your lives, you and your family's lives forever. So yeah, that's what I want to come on here and show you. I want to show you the matrix trading system, how simplistic it is. Bull trigger, flip of a bear trend into a bull trend, and then you just ride this sucker higher. Now, if it was way up here and it was far away from the trend, then obviously you would nibble like 1/3 position. And then as it comes back, another 1/3. And then as it comes back into the trend, another 1/3, bringing down your cost basis. Because sometimes the bull trigger and the bull trend flip will be on a massive like 20% week. I wouldn't be chasing a 20% week. This is a prime example right here. You chase this 20% week, and then the next 4 weeks, you're down, 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 lower than where that even first started, right? But this is clearly a downtrend, came into the trend and then rejected it. So yeah, guys, these are all other little things that I teach inside the Trading Collective. I'll try to bring them here as well on YouTube to teach them. But if you want access, again, to our Discord, to our trading tier where you get every single alert all put in here, you get a trading chat, you get a like-minded community of traders that want to win and make more money for them and their families, especially with inflation, how expensive things are nowadays. The platinum tier gets you leaps. It gets you monthly signals. So I love the weekly time frame. The monthly time frame is even crazier because the monthly time frame is monthly candles and the trends get really, really nice. So yeah, if you want access to any of that, or if you're an investor, you can check out the Ronnie V show. I post all my investing thesis over there. This channel is all about trading. So we have that investing collective, trading collective with all our trade alerts. And then we have platinum tier where you get everything bundled together in the matrix trading system. I appreciate your time during this video, guys, and I hope you learned something today. I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you all. Peace.